Let's go!
Right before, can we real quick get an update on where that ultimate incentive is right now? Just how close we are?
Absolutely. We are just about $8,000 away. So, like Sent and like Pestilus said, this is going to be updated throughout the run. So please get those donations in so that we can see that ultimate difficulty.
Yeah, especially there's some really cool strats about 10 minutes into this that we would want to show off on Ultimate. But first, we need to fast travel because you can fast travel in this game. This DLC is kind of, yeah, this is great.
This is my favorite one.
This DLC is kind of like post-game, so we actually have fully completed file, everything is upgraded, levels are maxed out, the health is maxed out and stuff like that. Health isn't gonna matter as much if we stay on Friendly Neighborhood, but on Ultimate it would. And now we gotta head to the Maria, which is a museum, and start off with some fights because there is something going on here.
Yeah, in Friendly Neighborhood, drones are a little broken. And Spider Bro, which starts our suit power, is just a stronger drone. So, yeah, we're just going to take some guys out real quick.
In addition, there are just fewer enemies on Friendly Neighborhood in a lot of fights. Not every fight, but in several. You could also take out enemies from stealth, as you were just seeing from Pestilus there, if they haven't detected you yet. Basically, you can launch and one-shot any enemy. That actually works on Ultimate as well. So staying in stealth early on is sometimes pretty useful.
On Friendly Neighborhood, you want to be aware of where enemies are going to load to and leave spider drones in those spots to take the enemies down while they're loading in.
Yeah, webbing enemies is still very good on Friendly Neighborhood. If it's group of enemies, we're really more focused on the drones. If it's single enemies, the webs are kind of the best way to go. But on this difficulty, we can one-hit a lot of stuff, so that helps.
Look at how buff Spidey is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of time here where we have to wait on some dialogue, so that's all Pestilus was doing there. And now the trick here is that we need to get into a building, and we have to form a handprint by getting various fragments of fingerprints and stuff.
They can be kind of finicky objects. Times.
Yeah, all the objects are in a set location, and there are more than the 3 objects you need in this area, so like there was a little bit of like experimenting with which ones are the closest, what's the best order to do them in, that kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of events in this game are triggered based on dialogue, where you have to wait for dialogue to be finished. There is a way to skip some dialogue in this game, but unfortunately, we're playing the one category that doesn't have any useful glitches. So,
so if you played this game casually, you'll recognize this as a puzzle that you have to complete. But in the accessibility settings of the game, you're actually able to turn off both QuickTime events and all of these puzzles. And so to go fast, we just turn all of that off so we can just skip it.
Another thing Pestilus was doing in the movement between these objects and the door is charging up a jump. So if you hold R2, you can like charge up and either jump straight up in the air or kind of do this big long jump. That is one of the best ways to kind of get moving quickly, especially inside in some areas where like swinging is going to be a little bit harder to set up your speed.
Let me check.
So we covered all the dialogue, we did our job as commentators, and now we're going to move on to the next trigger over here because we got to check out this painting. And now there are a bunch of enemies who are going to soon start running away with the paintings. The first enemy that Pestilus took out there is a brute. Brutes are larger. They are just kind of more obnoxious to deal with. You can see another one right there. They do not get webbed up as easily as regular enemies, nor do they go down to as few hits. They take more hits to take out.
yeah, I messed up movement a little bit, so we're just backing up. Not a big deal.
That green bar in the top left, right below the health that you're seeing, well, once it comes back from the cutscene, is called the focus gauge. That's what Pestilus talked about early on. The focus gauge is incredibly useful because not only do you deal more damage when you have more focus, but more importantly, you can do an instant takedown on an enemy if you use a 1 focus bar, one of those green bars. Brutes take 2 bars, and that is why it's really important to take out brutes with stealth takedowns whenever you can, or by gadgets that are going to end up like working out in your favor. That enemy didn't want to get webbed up, a little unfortunate.
Yeah, you do what you do.
Yeah, the important part, and I'm trying to talk a lot in this one because this is a really like hard fight to manage, so Pestilus can hopefully focus here, is all of the, or not all, but a lot of the enemies here are now running with stolen art. And in order to speed this fight up, the best way you can do that is to take out all of the enemies that are runners first. because there are waves of enemies that will spawn, and those spawns are determined by all of the runners being defeated. So you do have to take out everybody, but you want to prioritize the runners. And all the locations they can spawn in are set, but which ones they pick is not necessarily set, except for like a couple waves. Yeah.
The last two are always in the same spot. The rest are all kind of random.
Yeah.
Throw.
So once he gets the last two enemies, Pestilus might like go throw some trip mines or might just basically try to get where they're going to be. He also got a little slowdown there. You don't generally want to see that, and that's just from being fast enough to take out all the enemies. It's one of those, it'd be nice if you could avoid it, but it's better to just be fast and take out the enemies so you don't worry too much.
Gotta go slow to go fast, dude.
Yeah, so those are the last two enemies for the first part of this fight. Now the artwork is going to get stolen here by Black Cat, and then we're going to have a second part of the fight, which is a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah, that first one's just a lot of advantage because I'm trying to keep track of where they've already been so I can guess where they're going. You can maintain momentum in this game really easily, by the way.
Remember, everybody, please donate for that ultimate difficulty because there's some really cool strats coming up soon that we would love to see.
Yeah, you saw how much damage that rocket did? I'd be half dead.
Yeah, he'd be almost down from a rocket like that on ultimate. But you can see here, Spider Bro not only is an upgraded like Spider Drone in terms of the damage it deals, it also electrifies enemies, which stuns them, which is really useful. Spider Bro and Spider Drones are incredibly good on Friendly Neighborhood.
Combined, it's like you stun all the enemies with the drone, and then Spider Bro just like takes them all out. And you can kind of move during this and get to the place where the next checkpoint is going to load, and it just saves a bunch of time.
Yeah, Friendly Neighborhood's more about the movement than the combat.
Yeah.
But speaking of movement, we get some swag movement here. We can't web on anything, so we can just slingshot a bit.
Yeah, it's so great. You slam towards the ground, and then right before you hit the ground, just swing, and you get to pretty much maximum speed immediately.
Yeah, so for the most part, the quickest way to move is what I'm doing now, which is just swinging straight as you can. Just hopefully maintaining momentum as you go. We're pretty sure there's a max speed in this game because there's multiple movement methods and they all seem to work exactly the same. So when I can swing like this is what I want to be doing.
But this is also sometimes a little boring, and luckily the game doesn't put your objectives just down straight lines from each other very often. This is really the only time in this whole DLC where Pestilus is going to get the opportunity to just swing down a straight road. Most of the time you're going diagonally across town, so you have to go over top rooftops, and we'll get more into like the complex movement there later.
Yeah, right now we have some Spider Drones to deal with. The way that DLC tends to structure missions in this game is the first mission shows off the story, here's what it's about, and then the next couple missions show off the side stuff that you could see if you're doing all the side quests to like actually 100% the DLC. We're not doing that, so this is the first time and last time you're going to see Spider Bro.
Yeah.
And it's probably a good time to plug a couple donations and get this difficulty changed.
Absolutely. We have $5 from Bitlio. Been watching GDQ for years now. Love what you guys do. Let's start a $5 train. Put this towards ultimate difficulty for Spider-Man, and we are about $7,000 away from getting that, so please keep those coming. And I have $5 from J. Jonah Jameson. I suddenly don't want pictures of Spider-Man anymore.
That's great.
$5 donation train would be amazing. And we can get there so quickly.
So we can fast travel as soon as that mission pops up. I'm swinging towards where I'm going to fast travel, so my marker on the map's a little closer. Saves just a couple seconds. That guy's way too comfortable right now.
Those muscles.
I mean, I was going to say, wouldn't you be? Come on. So now we're going to talk to Detective Mackey.
Detective Mackey.
Yeah, Detective Mackey in air quotes. Yeah. But basically, like Pestilus was saying, there's a bunch of side missions and stuff.
Want to count the check hairs? There are 3 of them.
Oh, yeah. Spidey has 3 chest hairs.
Exactly. But this isn't actually a detective. It's Black Cat's father. And he's saying, hey, Spider-Man, I'm a former detective, and I'm just trying to bust old Black Cat's case. Whatever. There's some paintings. Like, come help me out, bro. And Spidey's like, sure, why not? It's like, how this guy got a painting and then hid it on top of the Empire State Building, though? That's beyond me. I have no clue how he did that. Just really impressive thief is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So this is where our other movement options come into play. This is a point launch whenever you see the reticle go on, and I can hit X at the right time to get a momentum boost. And the other thing I can do is web zip like this, which just keeps my momentum and propels me forward. So since there's pretty much no other place in this run I can go in a straight line, I'm combining all of these the best I can in order to mostly just stay at heights where I can web swing. Like these parks down here slow me down a lot, so I really just want to go around them.
Yeah, there are so many intricacies with the movement. I mean, Vortex, you run the New Game Plus category as well, and you say movement is totally unique to every single like mission objective that you got to get to, right?
Yeah, every runner kind of has their own path with what they're comfortable with and what they want to do to just keep the momentum going forward as fast as possible. Like the last thing you want to do is lose all momentum.
Yeah, so we're just going mostly back where we came because we know where the next place is going to spawn. I'm waiting for a audio cue here. As soon as Spider-Man says Hardy, he's going to force open my menu. So I want to make sure I'm hovering far enough in the air, and I'm changing my suit power to Equalizer. Equalizer is a really unique suit power. It's whenever you use it, everything on screen gets taken out in one hit, including you.
Yeah, so even though he's on Friendly Neighborhood, if he uses that suit power, again, you have to activate it for it to be active. It's only active for a few seconds. When he uses that suit power, even though he's on the easiest difficulty, he will still go down in one hit.
Yeah, but, this mission is very safe to use it on, as you'll see in a minute, and it's cool.
And there might be more Equalizer strats if you donate for the ultimate.
If you donate for the ultimate incentive, there'll be a lot of Equalizer stuff.
Equalizer saves a lot of the combat and ultimate and makes both the categories around basically the same time just because of how amazing it is.
Yeah, currently the ultimate world record is only 1 minute slower than Friendly Neighborhood, just because Equalizer is that ridiculous.
All right, so
Really? You?
there are two waves to this fight. Pestilus just took care of the first wave, knew exactly when those enemies were going to spawn, so decided to throw a web bomb at them. Now, that is our introduction to a new enemy called a brute with a minigun, basically. But once again, when you know where the enemies are going to spawn and they spawn near a wall, you could just web bomb them and concussive blast them all right to that wall, which is super handy.
Yep, it's pretty much the best way to take enemies out in this game when you can get away with it. Pretty much everything in this run is routed around those brutes, and the brutes with the miniguns, though. Those are by far the scariest guys we have to deal with.
The brutes with the miniguns cannot be webbed up and taken out with webs. You actually have to take them out with focus or just by beating them up or using like spider drones and stuff. So you want to use 2 focus bars to take them out. Now, this is a fight where Equalizer is going to come into play. He's going to take out the first couple enemies, and now a bunch are going to start spawning. Going to use the 2 green focus bars that he had built up to take out the minigun enemy. And now, we're going to use electric webs to stun enemies. He's going to hit a few of them in the meantime, but mostly we're just stunning them so that way we can, and taking out just enough to spawn more. And then, once they're all stunned, which should be in just a moment, he's going to activate Equalizer and they're all done. Yeah. Immediately.
Have to wait there, or else you can abandon the game. It's a good time.
So yeah, Equalizer, as it turns out, will make every enemy go down in one hit from almost any type of damage.
Pretty much.
So the fact that electric webs do a very small amount of damage over time still means that with them all being stunned, they will go down instantly. This is something that, like, if you watch the GDQX run of the other category of this game, I was talking about how, like, we found new Equalizer stuff and I hadn't, like, routed it in yet or anything. Pestilus has done the work. There's, like, super cool Equalizer stuff. But
there's so much stuff.
We're not going to get to see a lot more of it if we don't see that ultimate difficulty inside.
Yeah, especially this, not the mission after this, but the next one. There's so much Equalizer stuff.
So just move into the next objective here, where we're going to learn about a maybe the best villain, I think.
You're
A little biased.
But first we got to take out all the enemies up here that are the villain's goons. And ordinarily when you're on a rooftop, you would want to just blast everybody off of the rooftop because that takes care of them pretty quickly. But there are some other roofs nearby that are kind of just a little bit shorter than this one that they could land on, and unfortunately they would not be taken out, so they would lose a lot of time doing that.
Let's look at our overlay within an overlay.
Yeah, there we go. We got our villain, the live streamer here.
Good time.
Screwball's great.
Yeah.
But she basically just puts a lot of challenge missions around the city. In this DLC, they're all movement-based. This isn't 100%, so we don't care.
Yeah.
We're just gonna not even bother with them.
We're just going to put Spider Bro back on when she opens our menu, and we're just going to get out of here.
Live streaming every moment.
So if you want to see Equalizer come back on, I'm just saying, there's an incentive. You should donate towards it. Maybe $5, maybe more.
It's really hard to describe how interesting some of the Equalizer strats are.
As like another note about it, like right now in Friendly Neighborhood, I believe enemies get webbed up in 3 regular web blasts. On Ultimate, they take 7, or maybe 5. I'm misremembering, but either way, it takes more webs just to web them up, as well as many more hits.
Something's kind of strange about that place.
Just a little. So this is a normal street. Don't worry about it. It's a perfectly normal street. You can read a couple donations.
Absolutely. We have $5 from Seach. Did I just hear a $5 donation train passing through? Let's do the ultimate heist.
Local units.
I have another $5 from the real J. Jonah Jameson. Ignore that imposter. I, the real J. Jonah Jameson, want now more than ever pictures of Spider-Man. This goes to the Ultimate Spider-Man for even more Spider-Man photo ops.
All right, this is C's moment to shine.
Yeah.
See what's going on here.
I accidentally discovered this in a run once. Normally, you cannot land on top of the person on the stretcher because that's against the superhero code. But there's also a conversation that gets started with the EMT when you come over here.
One more time.
So if you do it just right, you can land on top of the stretcher and start that dialogue with the EMT, and you just spin in a circle on top of the person on the
It's
stretcher.
funny, but it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
It's pretty precise to get the trick to work.
Last time.
Oh, it was so close. Yeah, so that was just swag that he was going for. But, you need some swag in your speedrun when you're already shirtless.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you going to do, dude? I mean, look at that vein in his back. That's just... he's just flexing on us.
So now that the dialogue's done, he's going to be moving towards what would be another puzzle, but again, we can skip those thanks to the accessibility menu.
Yeah, in this game, the triggers are actually really tight. We know exactly where the rest of this mission is going to be, but you have to hit every single trigger in order to make it happen. Even when in other categories we have out of bounds, we still have specific triggers that need to be met out of bounds in order to progress things. So it really limits some of the crazy skippy stuff we have to do, which means we get to see more Spider-Man. So
Got a few more combat missions here with some goons. And Spider Drones and Spider Bro are going to be the way to take care of them.
Yeah.
Because we're on Friendly Neighborhood.
yep.
It is still really impressive how fast you can just take stuff out on the easiest difficulty here.
It's awesome.
So Spider Bro's not broken, I swear. I'm telling you it's not broken. It's fine. Hi, guys.
got it.
You want to just... Yeah,
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, those brutes are really the hardest enemy to deal with.
Yeah.
Spider drones are perfectly balanced.
That mission gets really intense on Ultimate.
Yeah, so this is by far the most exciting part of the run, because you see, this game is an open world game, and because it's an open world game, there's lots of side stuff. And because of that, Insomniac decided, we want you to actually do that side stuff, because we worked really hard on it. So they integrate things called free roams into this game, where essentially you have to wait for the main mission to spawn. You have time between when dialogue plays and the mission spawns. So the game's saying, hey, go out, explore New York, do side stuff, be Spider-Man. This game's fun, go play it, it's cool. And we don't want to do that. So we're just going to go to where the mission spawns and wait. So, donation time.
With that in mind, I have a pack of cards. You guys want to play some
Yeah,
cards?
absolutely.
I'm game.
You're not even waiting for me, dude?
No. No, we're going to go without you. Sorry, you can go ahead with donations.
Absolutely. We have $100 from Insomniac Dev.
Hey.
Insomniac
Hey.
Dev here. So cool to see Spidey go fast. A bunch of us are here cheering you on from the office. Good luck, go fast, kick cancer's butt.
Thanks for making a great game, guys.
Got any twos?
No.
Go, yeah.
Go fish.
Yeah. I suppose I should remember how to play Go Fish. And ask one of you.
Got any 4s?
Go fish.
You can go with more donations. We're just being dumb.
Sure. We have $5 from Cure Light Wounds. Fiverr Man.
Deal me in, guys.
Does whatever a Fiverr can.
All right.
Anyone got any 9s?
We have $200 from Gamma0093. Having worked on Spider-Man, how could I not donate for the ultimate difficulty speedrun?
counts?
Time to see how broken our game is.
Got any for us?
All right.
Let's see, got any 7s?
Peter, it's Mouse.
We have $20 from Obi Doby. Come on, Twitch chat. Are you sure
Okay.
you don't
Does
want to
anyone
see
have
this
any
on
aces?
ultimate difficulty? Let's get this incentive met. $5 train hype?
Go. And blackjack.
Oh, it's worth it.
What are you playing? This is the unfortunate part where we have to wait.
The dialogue in this game's really, really good, by the way.
It is fantastic, and the voice acting and everything else about it is great. But we could gush about that all day, and we should hear some more donations.
Nothing. Sorry.
Sure, we have $10 from Raz. Forget a $5 donation train. Time to start a $10 donation train. Show some support, viewers.
The good news is this next mission is the same on any difficulty, so
All units.
that
the
m-
VIP
still got time.
has reported to be kidnapped. Report came in from Lenox Hill.
There's a crime here. We don't care. Donations, please.
Sure, we have $100 from DJ. Let's get a Spider-Man conga line of donations going for ultimate difficulty. Best of luck to the runner.
Thanks, DJ.
For anyone at home who couldn't hear us, we heard no problem from the crowd behind us. This one's almost done. Like we said, the waits in this are just unfortunate that we can't like speed them up. So hey, Insomniac devs,
Yeah.
that just donated. Y'all are awesome, and we know this game's gonna get on the PS5 later, so maybe update that.
There's still a cutscene after this, so we can keep reading.
Sure thing. We have $100 from Wilson. Let's go ultimate difficulty. And we're about $4,000 away, so
Whoa.
please keep
Woo.
those coming.
We are so close. We could totally make that happen.
Keep going, guys.
If we get it by the end of the run, it'll be awesome.
Could you imagine how intense this waiting right here would be on Ultimate right now?
So intense.
All
There
right,
we
here we
go.
go.
Okay, so the story to this point, we've kind of been skipping over it. Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat here, has been stealing Mafia data drives, and because she basically wants to rob the Mafia, get all their money, all that good stuff. The problem is, if she does that, it kind of maybe sort of that maybe start a turf war. That may be the name of the next DLC, possibly.
Possibly.
It's a possibility. And also, as far as Spider-Man's aware, she has a kid now. And we were talking over some of my favorite dialogue in the game where Spider-Man had to tell MJ that there may be a kid.
And it might be Spidey's.
Maybe. Don't worry, there's not actually a kid. Spider-Man's just playing, Black Cat's just playing Spider-Man in like the craziest way possible.
And if
This is kind of an auto-scroller. I say kinda, because I can skip over a really large animation right here by just jumping on a lamppost and
instead of
skip
having
one
to go through the crowd.
right at the end. You're not supposed to be able to catch up to Black Cat, but hey. And we
Jumping
can,
right there skips another animation.
yeah. Skip some more stuff. This next part is one of the most annoying sections in the run, to be perfectly honest.
That whole time, Pestilus was not able to use webs. If that wasn't clear, Spidey had been kind of like EMP'd. He can't use the webs. You just have
Why
to
he
wait.
can't super jump when he's EMP'd, I don't know. But also, he's kind of just taking an EMP like a champ in his underwear, so I really can't like say anything.
Yeah.
No killing.
But-
This section coming up is really annoying to swing in because typically the web areas and swinging is built for larger places. And this is a very constrained, tight area that's just very awkward to swing and keep up with the train in.
Yeah, you saw me do like no damage with Friendly Deeper.
Also on Ultimate, all of that stuff, like, you'll get like 2 or 3 shot, I think, by the,
Yeah.
all the electricity.
Get like
goes.
3 shot. It's a good
Yeah.
time. But here we don't care. Literally, just hey,
Just swing.
hi
with-
lightning,
mad right
Wiggler
now.
to lightning, dude. So this next part is actually difficult. The whole section is you're chasing after Black Cat. You're supposed to web her up as you go. We know where Black Cat's going to go, so I'm going to go for some swag and see if I can possibly get it. If not, I'll do the actual strat.
Yeah, so ordinarily, she's going to move from location to location and kind of give you opportunities as you get close enough to web her up with the R1 button, which is why you'll see that on your screen. However, normally you can only web her up a little bit and then she'll keep moving. But, we're going to try one more time. But if you actually hit her in the right way, then you can actually prevent her from moving away and web her up a lot in between while she's like recovering.
Yeah, one more time for the swag.
Last time, don't look for me.
You know what it is? It's because it was Friendly Neighborhood, not Ultimate. You would have gotten it first try on Ultimate.
Yeah, totally.
Get it.
Oh,
Okay,
so close.
I'll just do this actual strat.
Yeah.
The actual strat is really hard.
Both of them are hard.
The swag is just like, it's just fun to try to keep her in one position and stuff. But the real way is to just stay up close to her, know exactly where she's going to go, and try to always be in range of that R1 spamming, knowing exactly where you need to point launch.
This R1 spamming is actually really difficult because it's very finicky what the distance that it will be active is. And it doesn't like to cooperate most of the time, but that was good.
If he does it just right, he can, catch her
Let's
right
go.
there. That was really good.
That was early. That was really good.
Yeah.
The
Catching
tennis
her-
court's really early.
Yeah, the tennis courts is about the earliest you can do it. It's so good.
So we have another way, and the reason for it, canonically, and I kid you not, is Spider-Man is hungry, and he's going to order a pizza. And we have to wait for the pizza to get here.
Pizza sounds pretty good, don't you guys think?
I go for
I'm
a
pretty
slice.
hungry right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
sure.
Hey, yeah, can we get like a pizza with some extra pepperoni, maybe?
Yeah.
We're in the stream room at Hilton at Universal Interest. All right, cool. Thanks.
Sweet.
So how long, Spidey waits like 4 minutes for a pizza?
Yeah, something like that.
That's still a pretty fast pizza. I'm not gonna lie. Like we're sad we have to wait, but can you imagine getting that pizza delivered in 4 minutes?
In New
That'd be
York.
impressive, dude.
You know, while we're waiting, we could go for some high fives.
Say high fives.
Yeah, high five? All right, I'll donate $5 for every high five Spider-Man gets.
Oh, bet.
You got to find some people. What's going on? Nobody's
Let's go,
around.
let's
This
go.
is New York City. So yeah, you can go and wave hello to the people, and if you're lucky, sometimes somebody wants a high five, a handshake, a hug, or like directions.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. We got a prompt. Hey! Yeah.
Let's go.
$5 donation from Vortex. Vortex is a big proponent of the brand new 5 high fives category, which is not real and is really bad.
That's amazing.
We're just memeing. You can get some donations in, by the way.
But we will applaud if we get more high fives. I'm just letting you know.
I totally understand. We have $10 from Uncle Ben. Peter, it's your uncle. Remember what I taught you. With great undies comes great responsibility.
I mean, it's no big deal or anything. I know
We have another $5 from Spoderman. The ultimate costume needs an ultimate difficulty. Choo-choo.
Agreed.
Yep.
like swinging from a skyscraper.
Let's go. More high fives.
We have $25 from J. Jonah Jameson again. I can't believe so many people would impersonate me. My real objective is to see things made as difficult for that criminal Spider-Man as possible. Here's some money for the ultimate difficulty incentive. And we're about $3,000 away, so please keep them coming in.
Keep it going.
Let's go.
Also,
Go
I
Twitch
would,
chat.
I would totally get more high fives if I was on Ultimate. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And maybe wearing clothes.
That was terrible luck.
That's a good point. You are a man running around in his boxers. I don't think I would high five him either.
What, really? Come on, man.
I mean, the mask does kind of sell it, but
All right.
All right, more donations.
Absolutely. We have $20 from Drakon. Spider-Man is an amazing game. I would love to see the ultimate difficulty. Keep those donations coming.
Keep them coming.
We have $50 from Suriname. Let's get that ultimate difficulty. We have $100 from Toji Souza. What is a speedrun on easy? It should be uber hard always.
Got reports of Magia harassing a civilian. Additional officers requested near
And we don't have a, like, the run is pretty short, but there are some really intense missions right at the end where Ultimate would, like, really increase things, so.
Let's see. Pepperoni come out.
Where are you, Pepperoni? Hey, there he is.
Pepperoni!
If he doesn't despawn, it's good luck. If he despawns, yeah.
Oh.
If he walks through trash cans, what's the luck rating on that?
That I don't know. But he's just hanging out, dude.
He didn't despawn?
Pizza's here. That's nice.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, gotta skip the cutscene. No pizza. We gotta go fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
It's true.
So you came to Spider-Man to see MJ, right?
Yes. Oh, MJ sections are amazing. So, what the developers did to break up the swinging sections in Spider-Man was add stealth missions. And these stealth missions, they add a lot of interactive things to keep them interesting, but a lot of those interactive things are very slow. So a lot of the time you can just walk right behind enemies and do special tricks to dodge interactions with them. And they're very challenging. And Pestilus is gonna go for all of the hard ones right in this mission right here.
The best part is when you do something like this, where you do that thing in high school where you walk up to your friend and you tap them on the other shoulder from around, and then they spin to their right and you just walk right past them and, you know, steal all their money.
Let's go.
I'll look through it later.
To be fair, it's like, you know, not their money. They
This
stole it to begin with.
It's like doing it with dangerous criminals.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
dumbest guard in the game.
Okay, so this is the hardest part.
Let's go. Let's go. One more.
The shoulder tap.
Got it.
Let's go.
That's actually really hard.
That's one of the most challenging tricks in the game.
That's actually one of the most technical missions in this
Yeah.
run. It used to be the easiest because he just shocked everything. Then Vortex screwed it up for me, so thanks, Vortex.
You're welcome.
I like that waypoint.
Every time.
You could see that like fast travel's pretty. Fast travel's pretty good in this game and stuff, but I love that the game kind of doesn't let you do it too often because the swinging is just so good on top of that.
I rarely fast travel when playing this game normally.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just so much fun swinging.
So this mission, we're basically covering Black Cat as she tries to find where her quote-unquote son is hidden. That stealth mission just never works. It never works. I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
So the arena that they're in right now is actually really interesting from like a level design perspective because there's kind of like a half floor up in
What are you
this kind of upper terrace area that Pestilus is working on first. There are there's a few spawn locations for enemies, but two main ones being the two doorways on the building. Those doorways, like you could stick enemies to walls, but you actually can't stick them to those doors specifically. So there is quite a bit of,
Okay.
oh man, he's just not caring.
Yeah, he does not give a crap, dude.
There's quite a bit of intricacy between like how you would stick people to walls if this were Ultimate, but it's Friendly Neighborhood, so we're just gonna use Spider Drones.
The lack
not
of
broken,
damage you're
guys.
taking is infuriating. As someone that has
infuriating
only
me
ever run
too,
on
dude.
Ultimate.
It's actually infuriating me too. I saw Vortex play on Friendly Neighborhood the first time, and I just cried.
I saw our Ultimate incentive is actually getting really close, so please, if it ever gets met, just interrupt whatever we're saying and just let us know, because we'll change it on the fly.
We have one last mission. It's by far the scariest mission in the entire game, and the ultimate strats are actually stupid.
This would also, I believe, be the first run of this game to switch difficulties midway, which is valid for the leaderboard for this game.
It actually
so
is.
Pestilus could still submit it. So yeah.
It's also a good time to get more high fives.
Yeah, this is one final wait, and if you got donations, good time.
I have $100 from Spider Gwen.
Ooh.
Come on, Peter. It's time for a real challenge. Let's see how ultimate you really are.
Yeah.
We're about $2,000 away, so let's keep them coming. We have $15 from Micah Wood. All aboard the Spider-Man train.
Man, nobody wants to high five you today.
I wonder why. Anything seems strange?
Nah.
You're playing on.
I mean, to be fair, this looks pretty normal for New York City.
Yeah.
Oh, we got prompt. We got one.
No. Ah.
Shoot a web.
It would have been a high five on Ultimate, dude.
You can keep going with donations.
Absolutely. We have $10 from Excelsior. Can I get a round of applause for Steve Ditko and Stan Lee? These two legends brought us this amazing character on our screens. This goes to Ultimate Difficulty.
I need to focus on school right now.
By the way, this is that Miles, in case you were wondering.
So I tried out for the basketball team. That's okay, right?
Yeah. Just be careful. Keep it believable. Don't do anything
No
too
dunking.
flashy.
I like how you're trying to wave to people and just kicking right in their face.
It's the same button. I mean, also, fun fact, I can just get high fives here while I wait, so.
Once, and the dude was talking trash. It was so perfect. I
Come
wish
on,
you would've
guys.
been there.
Nobody wants to high five you.
I won't do it again. I promise.
I think they do want to hear more donations, though.
Yeah.
We have $100 from Venom.
About it.
We are Venom and we hate Spider-Man, but we hate cancer more. We want this to be as difficult as possible for that troublesome spider. Keep up the donations or we'll eat your brains.
Well,
All right. Well,
All
there you
right.
go. The last
Last mission, and this first part of the last mission is probably the most difficult thing in the run. It's incredibly tight because we're in forced stealth. Spidey thinks if we get caught, his son will be killed, which isn't the case, but hey, doesn't really matter. But we're in forced stealth, and if we get caught, it's game over. So we're just going to try to move around a bit. Black Cat
Is awful.
Black Cat is not being nice. Her emblem can show up and she can take out people, but she's not being very helpful.
So typically in stealth sections of Spider-Man, when you get caught, just all the enemies become aware of you and just start attacking you all at the same time. But in this specific stealth section, if you get caught, you have to restart from the beginning. And they're all really spread out in an awkward way that's very easy to get caught. But Pestilus, being the amazing runner that he is, developed a really cool strategy to take out all of them in a very fast way without getting caught.
Yeah, and specifically, it's when that exclamation point turns red that can cause problems. But I think, yeah, you got them all.
Yeah.
So that was really well done.
That was really good.
Check out those shipping containers.
Really? Okay.
All right, you got pretty much your last chance for Ultimate here. One final update.
Building supplies. And no kid.
We are about $1,700 away.
Well, we're into our last fights here, so it would be
Spider
great if we
drone.
got Ultimate right as the swing to the end.
Does whatever a spider drone does.
Yeah, so Friendly Neighborhood, use spider drones and spider bro and stuff, take out these enemies. 2 minigun enemies are going to spawn in the second wave after a short cutscene here. Oh. So he's going to be trying to take out these trucks first. The guns on top of the trucks can fire something at you that will actually wrap you up and force you to mash square to get out of it. So it's just a time waster. Sometimes the gun on it can also just shoot at you, which would be deadly on Ultimate, not as much a Friendly Neighborhood. But the minigun enemies here, they still require 2 focus gauges, or you're going to spam a lot of stuff. We're going to switch.
I'm going to show off some swag strats.
Cool.
Okay.
oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so he's using
I like
negative shockwave here and holding the gadget wheel to kind of pause the game, and it will just like take out enemies. There's no boss fight in this DLC, unfortunately, but it's really good against bosses in particular. That's a good dodge.
That was.
Really? This guy does not care, dude.
Oh,
Nice.
man, those perfect dodges at the last second as the rocket's coming in. So just got to wrap up the last few enemies here, and then there's going to be a swing to the end after another...
Wait, he's alive?
skip.
Guess this is what I get for not spamming more drones, dude.
Yeah. How did he live?
I think
I
there's
don't
another
know.
one that spawned in.
No, there's only 2.
There should only be 2.
He really doesn't care, dude. What gives?
Oh no, there's only one on the ground back there.
There
so
we go.
yeah.
Anyway, it's the last fight.
Here we go.
Yay.
Now the last part of the game will just be swinging to the final checkpoint.
Yep, we're just going to swing on over there. There's like a million different routes. I'm just going to do the one I'm comfortable with. You'll find in this game, movement's really cool, and you can basically go 10 different ways at the same place and all be about the same speed. So
Yeah.
that's some good stuff. So as I head over here, time's coming up in about a minute. shout outs to T-Mal and Burke Maverick, two really good any percent runners of this game, put a lot of work into it. Shout out to Srigo, who's our main tester, who finds all sorts of crazy nonsense.
It's so cool.
All sorts of things. It's actually ridiculous how much stuff you can do in this game.
I'm sad that Saigyo doesn't do full runs of this game because they know everything about this game and how to get into any wall that you would want to, except a research station.
Yeah. And if you're ever interested in learning this game, we have an amazing Discord where you could just stop in, say hi, and learn. Maybe if you don't want to learn the full game, the DLCs are a great entryway into learning Spider-Man.
Time is when the cutscene starts. Time.
Perfect. Awesome.
All right, 40 is a really good time. There's a couple more shout-outs. Shout-outs to RioPiece for being really, really good at this game. I don't understand. And shout-outs to Dutch Potato, who did most of the routing for the any difficulty of this. I took that route and changed it up a little bit for both any percent and ultimate, but he set the foundation. And shout-outs to Friel, our pizza guy back there, who also did found out how Equalizer works, so which is... Well, one way an Equalizer works makes that strat we saw work the way it does. But yeah, come into our Discord if you want to run this game. Thanks for having me. I'll be back Saturday for some Kingdom Hearts. In the meantime, enjoy the marathon.
Woo. Awesome run.